Hi! Happy Wednesday. I need like a little reminder that tells me what day it is because I feel like I always forget what day it is. Anyways, we're here for reading sprints again. This will be the last time during the week that I do it, then we'll be back on Sunday. Ooh, sorry, you could probably hear my choice there. I was checking it on my phone to make sure it's good. I am relaxing today. I'm laying down because I wanted to be comfy while reading. But yeah, we'll basically I think I'll probably do 5-minute breaks tonight. So the stream will probably end a little bit early. But I'm thinking we'll do 25-minute reading sessions and then 5-minute breaks. And I think that should run, fairly well. So let me adjust that. Okay. All right, so tonight, as much as I want to continue reading about our blue friends and Ice Planet Barbarians, I joined my work's book club, and in the past we've read like self-help books, so I haven't like loved it. This time we were able to pick one, and so we're reading All the Colors of the Dark. Haven't read it yet. Sounds interesting. We'll see though. We'll see how it goes, but I have to read like 75 pages, I think, for it. So, no, almost 80, 79. So I want to make a dent in this because we will have a check-in next week, and I don't want to leave it to last minute. So if you guys are ready, let me know what you're going to be working on in the chat, or if you're reading or doing productivity, let me know, and I will check in with you guys in about 25 minutes or so. Does that sound good? Okay. All right. I'm going to get comfy and read. So have fun. Good luck. We've got this. Okay, how did we do? Did you guys make progress? I saw one person was working on your Ashley. She was working on your goals. Challenge planning for 2026. Are you talking about book challenges like readathons? And if so, what are your top ones? And are you part of the Once Upon a Year readathon? Because I host that. So, and I'm like, everybody's like names, like from Discord to YouTube, like they're all different. But anyways, I got to, so I'm not like a big mystery type reader. Like I don't read a ton of mysteries. They're not really like my jam. But I believe that this one is going to be a bit of a mystery. Which is fine because it's actually like written and formatted in a way that I'm okay with. So the chapters are super short, which my biggest issue with mysteries, really like any book, is when there is a super long chapter, I'm just like, oh man, this is rough. Oh, you just joined? Okay, yes. So I host that one. You have the Little Inklings, always fully booked. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I make my own. I don't have a walkthrough yet. I showed this last night, so sorry if you're here from last night too. This is the one I'll be using in 2026. It's pretty much, it's all set up, minus like the content that I now have to put in it. So, oh, you were the chilly Canadian this morning? Yes. Okay, yes, I know who you are. I know, it's like, I feel like it got cool everywhere. Cause like even here, it's like, it's not freezing. Like obviously there are colder areas in the US and in Canada and the world. But like, I feel like the past few years we've had a really mild November, December. And so like, when I was saying like, yeah, like it's really cold, it's more so like, it's just really cold early on. This is like what I would have expected. Maybe December, negative 32. I can't. That's Celsius, right? I still can't. Because that's still, what, 0 degrees Fahrenheit? Yeah, no. There's no way. That's crazy. Yeah, it's not that cold here. But for me, it's like, it's just cold right now. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfy. And I can't decide what, like, how I want to sit. So we're going to be moving around a lot. Sorry. Yeah, I just need to go in now and, like, because I have, like, 26 books in 2026. So, like, I have to, like, figure out which books I want to do for that. And then I have, like, new releases that are coming out. So I have to do those. So, but then everything else, like, I'm, like, set to start kind of planning out what I'm going to read in January, which I'm like, whoa, hold on. Whoa, wait. So, hold on, let me, you're reading, that's on my list. So, okay. So, you joined it too? Okay. So you'll have to let me know, because I have not read any John Gwynne, and I really want to read a high fantasy series. So I was looking for one that was, like, finished, which it is, that also isn't, like, 20 gazillion books. And people were like, you're either going to hate his writing or love his writing. So I'm reading, what's the first one? I'm totally blanking on the name right now. The Fall of, why am I blanking on this? I'm blanking on this. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, will I remember it before we need to start up again? You know which one I'm talking about though, right? Yeah, you know. I want to start reading it, and people are like, you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. The Faithful and the Fallen. That's duh. Anyways, we have another 25-minute session, so we can chat more about that in about 25 minutes. Happy reading, happy planning, happy productivity, good luck, and I'll check back in soon. I muted myself on accident. Okay, if that wasn't perfect timing, then I don't know what is. Charlotte had to go to the restroom. So sorry. That's why I disappeared for a hot minute. Made it to 32. Just a really cute story. I don't know how this story is going to go because I know that there's like different parts and I don't know if they're like individual stories for characters that take part like during these sections or if they're somehow like interconnected. So we'll kind of have to see when I get to it because so this is like what the back says. It says in Montclair, Missouri in 1975, Patch, a poor boy from the wrong side of town, emerges as a local hero after saving the life of a wealthy family's daughter. In doing so, he leaves heartache in his wake. Patch soon discovers that the line between triumph and tragedy has never been finer, and that his act of bravery might just cost him everything. A mesmerizing novel about obsession, hope, and love. All the Colors of the Dark affirms Chris Whitaker's status as one of today's most gifted storytellers. It's really good. Like, melds tense suspense with a powerful exploration of devotion, obsession, and love. All the Colors of the Dark kept me reading until 2:30 a.m. The turns just kept coming. This is literary fiction that works as a crime thriller. The deadpan humor is pitch perfect. The plot cinematic. I don't know if this is a movie yet. When did this even come out? Let me see. When was this published? It was published 2 years ago. I think. Hold on. Nope. I'm lying. It says it was originally published by Crown in okay, so last year. Okay. So it was published last year. So, but yeah, it's just a very interesting format. And as I said, I really do enjoy it because the short chapters are like, could they have made the chapters longer? Could, Whitaker have made, yes, he could have. But I think by having those short chapters, it's like giving me the feeling of accomplishment. Like I'm one of those people who are like, I need to like finish this chapter, or I'm going to read one more chapter, like whatever it is. And so by having the shorter chapters, it definitely helps with like making me feel like I am getting through the book and like the section that I need to read and all of that. So yeah, I'm on 32. I can't remember what I was on when we broke last time, but it's fine. It's really good though. And I'm curious to see like what happened. So I will say, what I can say a little bit right now is it is kind of like a multiple missing person type of scenario. That's not giving away too much. It's like within chapter 1, you read about it. So it's like a missing person type of scenario. So I'm just like waiting to like, I want to see like how it unfolds before I feel like I can really determine like what it is. But yeah, anyways, we have 14 seconds. Colleen, by the way, thank you so much for giving me the advice, for The Faithful and the Fallen. Really appreciate that because, as I said, I'm hoping to start that in 2026. But get back to reading, get back to being productive. I will see you all shortly in about 25 minutes. This is our third round. We have one more after this. So happy reading, happy productivity time. Are you guys still hanging in there? I made it to page 50. So I don't know if I'll get to 70. I have this much left to get to. So I'm not sure if I'll get to 70 on sprints, but that's my goal for the day. And so we'll see if we get there, because if I can knock this out today, then that means that the next couple days we can just read this. Which I had started. I don't know if anyone who's watching has read this. It's Ice Planet Barbarians. Literally have, like, this was all I knew going into it, and all I really know. It has spice, lots of it, with giant blue aliens and a human girl, and that's all I know. Oh, and I do know that there are like multiple books. So I did really, really good. I was not sure if I was going to like this or not. I haven't read anything else by Ruby Dixon. And I was like, you know what? I really don't think I'm going to like this. But like, it was hitting last night. I went into no expectations, honestly expecting I wasn't going to like it. And it just like totally caught me off guard, which I think is leading to my enjoyment of this book. So I think either way, I will try to finish this tonight. I don't feel quite as tired as I did yesterday, even though I had a crazy busy day today. Work is slow right now, but also not slow, because it's not a lot of I have these things to do. It's more so like I need to report and strategize for next year. So dealing with that. And then I also have been struggling with a fitness class that I do, and so I reached out to my doctor. So I also have a beautiful, I think you can see it, beautiful heart monitor that I am wearing right now, just to see like if it's something with that. We don't think it is, but we're just rolling it out, so dealing with that. And then I also had my first alteration appointment for my wedding dress today, so it's been a busy day. And then tomorrow I get an allergy shot once a month, so I'll be getting that. And then I have bar, so another busy day. So it's just like been a busy middle of the week, which is weird because I don't know. I feel like I have never been this busy, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like I'm getting out of the house more and doing more stuff, and I'm like a homebody 100% of the way. If you can't tell by like the fact that I have 40 million pillows, like my house is my comfort. Like, I love it so much. And things are just gonna keep getting crazier because I have to go to Chicago for work on the 17th. So I won't have sprints that night. I'm gonna try to do them the night before, but I might have to cancel it. I probably will end up canceling them. I'll have to see. So yeah, so just like super, super busy. And then during the last 2 weeks of the year, we obviously have like the holidays, which, you know, I'll get a few days off before the holidays. Then I'm taking off the holidays, and then I'm actually taking off the week after fully too. So I'm gonna have about 2 weeks off, but we will be out of town. So, you know, I think we're gonna have someone, you know, someone stay down here, and then we'll have to travel a little bit and go see Dominic's family. So we're just gonna kind of be like, I don't know, we're gonna be busy, we're gonna have people staying here, we're gonna be, you know, doing all sorts of different stuff, and I just feel like December is going to be super crazy. So, but let's get back to reading. This is our last session. Good luck, happy productivity, happy reading if you're still hanging around. I hope you guys are making good progress on whatever you are working on. So I'll see you in about 25 minutes. Okay, that was our last session. I know the timer is still going. I don't know if it'll go off again or if I think it'll just end. Um, you probably couldn't tell because I was maybe too far away. Did not expect this book to make me cry this early on. Like, I definitely think I'm going to get in my feels later. But, they're talking about loss and how you're grieving someone, and I lost my sweet dog Harper earlier in the year, back in August, pretty suddenly, and it's just like hitting so hard right now. One of the lines is just very simple, it's very short, and it just says, "She no longer cried." And it's like that when you're grieving someone or something like that, that's like a huge realization moment. And it's like, are you forgetting about them? Is it hurting less? Is it, and you're kind of seeing it from this perspective of, I don't want to give away too much, but you're seeing it from this perspective of this girl, and you're just like, I don't know. I just connected with that like so hard. It made me tear up a little bit. So like she said that, and then um, there was that one, and then there's a boy that comes to see her, and he brings her flowers, and it's winter time, and she, she's not really like interested in being his friend, but she's like, why did you bring these for me? And he says, I just wanted to show you that sometimes things survive despite the harshest of odds. And when when Harper was sick, and I was kind of going through that, but even like before that, you always have that question, like, what am I going to do without you? Like, what if something ever happens to you? Like, I don't know, I don't know what I'll do without you. And then having those thoughts prior, and then actually going through and experiencing that, like, it is hard. And sometimes you don't know how you'll, get through it. And so like that line too, and those were like within 2 chapters back to back, and I'm over here like, oh my god, like, what? Did not expect to cry tonight. And guys, this is a book that I'm reading for my job. I don't think I'll be able to talk to them about that, because like, who wants to watch me cry over the fact that I am so grieving, my animal, and how those words, like those very simple, well-written lines, just hit so hard and amid the actual plot of this chapter or section of the story, that we still have to see play out. So like, oh my goodness, like we did not expect the tears tonight. That's all I'll say. But as I said, that was our last session. I will be back on Sunday. I can't remember the time, but I'll schedule an event once I look up in my calendar, because I'm blanking on what time I said. On weekend streams, I'll do it for a little bit longer. I'll do it for 3 hours, because obviously I don't have to work. And we'll do it Sunday. I think I did like morning, maybe into afternoon, so maybe like 10 to 1 or 11 to 2, something like that. So if you aren't, subscribed or following for notifications, and you want to join us for those, or in the future on weekdays, like, feel free to hit the like and subscribe, and then hit the bell and turn those on. Sorry, I'm new to YouTube, so like, I don't know the right words. And I also have 2 links to 2 different Discords. I do run 2 readathons every year, and so one I just took on, kind of new, so we're figuring it out still, but it's based on Stardew Valley. So if you're like a cozy gamer, or you kind of, you know what Stardew Valley is, and you like those vibes, it's based on that. So really exciting, really, really cool community over there that I have been working on. I took over earlier this year, and so kind of been building that up. And then the bigger one that I own, which is a lot more involved, we have quarterly reads, we have quarterly events, things like that. The first quarter's prompts are already out, so that is the Once Upon a Year readathon. So definitely go check that out, share it with your friends. It's meant to be achievable and completable, while like, also, like, I like goals like that where I'm like, I want to be able to do it, but I don't want it to be so hard that I'm like stressing out about doing it. So I would say if you read about 12 books, or maybe like if you've read 8 to 10 in the past and you're like, I want to read more, it's like really good for you. And then if you're also like a high achieving or just like a high reader, like you listen to audiobooks or you e-read really quick or whatever it is, there's like other tiers and you kind of just earn like, it's obviously not real stuff, like, but you earn kind of, where you can like talk about it and stuff. So really cool stuff. So feel free to join those and also share those with your friends. The more the merrier with both of those readathons. And yeah, otherwise though, I will be back on Sunday. And if you guys need anything else in the meantime, I guess just feel free to reach out through one of my channels. Thank you so much for joining and listening to me like talk and ramble and cry. And yeah, I hope you have a good night, a good day, wherever you are. And I will see you Sunday. Bye.